Welcome to episode 6 of the Rooz Show. Today, pretty usual day. Eli, Corey here. We got 4 segments. Corey, let's hear them.
First of all, we got weekend review. Then we got game of the week. Then we have a new segment today, Underdogs of the Year. Then we have everyone's favorite.
Let's begin. Welcome to weekend review, divisional round theme. Last week we promised we'd bring it to you, so this is it. First, we're starting Texans Chiefs. Chiefs at home. They took care of business. They beat the Texans 23-14. Really, the Chiefs had control the whole game.
No doubt.
And I mean, you could argue there's questionable calls, but I mean, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're always going to find a way. And the funny thing about that game is the Texans actually had more yards in every single category than the Chiefs, but they brought it home. Next, let's look at the Commanders-Lions. Commanders upset 45-31.
Wow.
That's definitely the shocker of the week. I mean, people knew Commanders were good, but they didn't. I didn't think they'd beat the Lions. I never even thought of it. I mean, and once again, he did not look like a rookie. Him and McLaurin is just a 1-2 punch that's unstoppable. But I really look at this game, and Goff throwing picks hurt him, and he had, I think, 3 picks. Like, you can't do that in a playoff game. It's so rare to win a playoff game with 3 picks. And as of this recording, actually, the Lions have lost Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, their offensive coordinator, and D coordinator. That could be in trouble for the Lions next year.
And let's go to the Rams-Eagles. This game was good, I think. It was a great game. Barkley carried the Eagles, and I think it was a great game from Barkley. Great game from Stafford too, as well. The Stafford and the Rams would have won that game without the 2 fumbles late with Kyrie Williams and Stafford both coughing up the football. But that was a pretty good game. And the Bills-Ravens was a spectacular game. A game that everyone thought would be good, and it was. And Lamar played better than Josh Allen, but they came up short. I think Lamar played outstanding. It was a great game. The Bills had 0 turnovers. The Ravens had 3. Which was crazy. And Mark Andrews, bunch of mistakes, which is very uncommon, very unlikely. I say unlikely. A little funny pun there. But Mark Andrews was very different in that game. He didn't play up to his normal standard.
I mean, Mark Andrews definitely cost them a game. You gotta feel bad for Mark. I mean, he's not a guy that makes those mistakes, but he just made it at the wrong time. But that was a quick weekend review. Next week, we'll bring it to him next week. The 2 games next week, we'll cover them a little deeper than these. But let's go to the next segment, Game of the Week. Welcome to Game of the Week. We only got 2 games to choose from this week. You got either Eagles Commanders or Bills Chiefs. We're choosing Bills versus Chiefs. I think it's a better game. So that game is January 26th on CBS at 6:30. So tune in and watch it. It's gonna be a real good one. So
great game.
The Chiefs. I mean, they've been in the last 7 AFC championships.
Wild.
And they've won 5. Like this team is. I mean, we know they're a dynasty, but they are very impressive. And the Bills haven't been in that Super Bowl since 1994.
Is that when they lost 3 straight, or is that before?
4 straight.
4 straight?
I believe 4 straight? Yeah, it's 4 straight. I mean,
it's wild.
I mean, they haven't been back since. And Jim Kelly, I think, was their quarterback. I mean, he was a stud. I mean, it's their chance. And the Bills have actually been eliminated by the Kansas City Chiefs 3 times in the last 4 years. I mean, if they don't hate the Chiefs so much, then I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, but let's look at the keys of the game. Corey, you be Buffalo, I'll be Kansas City. Start with Buffalo.
Buffalo, they have to have long drives. I think keeping Kansas City's offense off the field is good for Buffalo. They have to have long, and they have to score on those drives, I think, too. No turnovers. If Josh Allen gets into a turnover battle, it's not going to be good. I think because Josh Allen has a tendency to like to turn over the ball more and more when he does. And just in general, the offense can't turn them all over. And Allen has to use his legs. I think he will in this game. He's going to put his body on the line. He has to.
Yes, he is.
This game, and they have to use their pass catchers. Kincaid, maybe Cooper.
Yeah, I think they need Cooper.
They need all their pass catchers to get the ball. They need to distribute the ball more and more, just to keep that defense on their heels.
Yeah, and I mean this playoffs we've really seen like Khalil Shakur he's been like their leading guy. He's been the guy they've thrown to, which is weird.
Yep.
I don't think they should do that against the Chiefs. I think they get it spread out. Keon Coleman's another one.
Yep.
Curtis Samuel's another one.
Yep.
They got a lot of weapons for him. So for Kansas City, I think if they have momentum, they're gonna win the game. If they establish it early, they'll be the Chiefs. They have momentum, home crowd, loud as crap.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they have momentum, they'll win the game. And also, they need to set an offensive cruise control. If you don't know what that means just time of possession is the Chiefs' side by a great margin, and they're just running down your throats. Say 3rd and 3 or something. They're going to throw it, drop it off to maybe Kelsey, get 10 yards, and restart, same process. So, But defensively, they got to stop that run game. I think if they stop James Cook, I think they stop the other running backs, Johnson and Ray Davis. I don't know why, but we love those guys. But those guys, if they stop them, I think they'll be good. And then get that Mahomes and Kelsey passes, throw, catching stuff. They got to get that going. I think they get that going. They'll be great. I mean, we saw it against Houston. So, So let's do our predictions. I'll go first for this one. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to win it 28-25. I don't know if that's just because I want to see them win, but I think this is their chance. I think this Bills team, although I don't think it's looked, I think on paper this team isn't that better than the other teams they've had, but I think this team's got more heart, and Josh Allen's the best he's ever been. So I got the Bills taking the win.
I also have the Bills in a 36-30 double overtime victory.
Holy smokes.
I think that rule that they implemented for Josh Allen, I think, is going to go it's going to go back to him. It's going to end up helping him out, and I think it's going to be a spectacular game with a Buffalo walk-off touchdown.
That'd be absolutely crazy.
Well, I encourage you guys to watch that amazing game. It should be very fun to watch. Let's go to our next segment, which is new, Underdogs of the Year. Welcome to the new segment, Underdogs of the Year. So how this works is we each pick 3 teams from college football in this case. It can be for other sports later. But we pick 3 teams that we feel like surprised people this year, which are called underdogs. And so let's meet these teams. I'll go first. Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, I feel like that's pretty obvious. I'm a Hoosiers guy. I mean, my team just absolutely blew up expectations this year. The roster was made of most of the transfers coming from James Madison with Signetti. But, I mean, they had that surprising 10-0 start. I mean, it was a great time to be alive. We did lose to Ohio State, but it's all right. I mean, we had the best season in program history. We made the freaking college football playoffs. I mean, this is such a successful year for the Hoosiers, and it could build them to be a contender for the future.
For me, I have Arizona State. They're projected to finish 17th out of 18th in the Big 12 at the beginning of the season, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And they blew past that expectation, and they went Cam Scatabo popping off.
Cam Scatabo, baby.
Carried that team, and that was a great beating Texas too. Wild.
Yeah, that was
crazy game, and that was a pretty good run from the Arizona State.
Yeah, it sucks to see them lose like that, but I mean, it's a very successful. They should be proud of what they did this year. Our next team, salute the troops. It's Army, baby.
Army.
Yeah, they were undefeated for most of the year, and I mean, people were talking about them as a playoff contender if Boise State didn't exist, but they blew out Tulane in the American Championship. No one really noticed because the week before that they lost their Super Bowl with Navy, but they stepped it up after that. They won their bowl game too, I believe. So very successful year from the Black Knights from West Point.
Great year. And I have Boise State next. Boise State, I think they're projected to win the Mountain West, but then
yeah, probably.
But at least be up there. But Ashton Jeanty, what a crazy year, blowing past all expectations in the season. And that was a crazy year from Boise State. They made the college football playoff.
Yeah, that's big for them.
And that's huge for the program. I think they got a lot of they have a bright future coming up here.
Yeah, my next team, I mean, this team, you look at the record, I mean, they didn't really exceed expectations as much as these other teams were picking, but they had the biggest upset of the year. I'm going with the Vanderbilt Commodores. Oh. They beat the Tide, number 1 ranked Tide. I mean, I was watching that game. I was like, what the heck is going on? Because they've always been just 66-0, 59-0. Like, they would never score, never do nothing against Alabama, and they just shocked the world there.
Crazy game.
They about beat Texas, too, which is another really good team. And, I mean, Diego Paiva, that's an absolute stud. I mean, a very successful year from Vandy. They should be very proud of what they did this year.
It's a great year. And my last team, I have SMU. They snuck under the radar. The very end of the season, they popped up and they won the ACC and they made the playoffs. And that was a crazy year. Kevin Jennings, a young stud.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be back, too, which is huge.
It's a great year for SMU, and it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I mean, SMU coming from another conference, you wouldn't. I mean, they were probably higher half of the ACC, but, I mean, it's still a big deal to win the conference going in first year. I mean, that's still a tough thing to do. So that was Underdogs of the Year. Let's go to our next segment, Off Topic. Welcome to everybody's favorite, Off Topic. Today, we have top 10 breakfast foods. Should be a very good one. So let's do the list. Sir. Starting off, honorable mentions. We got sausage, we got hash browns, and we got a breakfast pizza. I mean,
some good honorable mentions.
Yeah, we got the classic sausage with classic hash browns, but breakfast pizza, that's an interesting choice. I mean, why do you think we chose that?
I think Casey's, the general store, has some great breakfast pizza. Oh, yeah. And I think just a good old-fashioned breakfast pizza is really good.
Yes. So let's go to our list. Actually, I'm just going to tell you guys, I mean, our lists were pretty different. Usually it's pretty similar, but today, complete opposites. I mean, this could be, we could get in a little argument here. I mean, I hope not, but we'll see. Starting with 10, we have donuts.
I think they're good, but you just can't have them. You can only have them maybe once or maybe twice a week max.
Yeah, well, I do not agree with you because I eat donuts all the dang time. Probably because I'm hungry and that's the only thing I can eat. But, yeah, I mean, I think donuts are great. There's a lot of good options. But number 9, this was you love this one. You got the breakfast burrito.
It's good. It's not, I wouldn't say classic, but it's a go-to. I think it's a really good one. It's got a lot of stuff in it. You can customize it at some points, and it's just good.
Have you ever tried it with salsa?
I have.
Do you like it with salsa?
I do.
I think it's pretty good with salsa.
Salsa and hot sauce. But
I'm not a big breakfast burrito guy, but I think it's pretty good with salsa. Yeah. So we're going to number 8. We got the classic, the great, the fluffy. We got pancakes at number 8.
Pancakes.
I mean, you could argue a little low. I think people do love pancakes, but I mean, you'll see there's other options that we think are better. I mean, do you use do you eat pancakes with syrup?
I do.
You do? Okay, yes. I didn't know if you're one of those guys. With your weird breakfast.
You gotta have syrup.
Yeah, I agree. I like chocolate chip. Ooh. I'm telling you, banana pancakes. Those are amazing. I don't know if you ever had them, but banana
classic blueberry.
Yeah, blueberry's also good. But number 7, this is one of my personal favorites. You cannot stand this. I don't know what's wrong with that. But number 7, we got biscuits and gravy. I freaking love them. I mean, it's pretty daggum American, which I like about it. It's sausage gravy, of course. That's the correct way to eat them. I like biscuits. There's a certain kind that I like, but my dad makes some really good biscuits and gravy.
So. I'm not going to put my input because most people will like or love biscuits and gravy, and I'm one of those very few people. I wouldn't say weirdos. I'm not a weirdo. But I'm one of those very few people that don't like them. So
yes. So number 6, once again, this is one of your big favorites, and I could care less about this one. We got French toast.
I love French toast. It's number 2 on my list. It's awesome. I've had it like 3 times this week already, and I think it's awesome.
What the heck?
I love it. It's good. Wow, it's very good. A good French toast, it's hard to beat.
No, I do love some French toast. I like the powdered sugar on it. I'll get a French toast a couple times, but I mean, for me, it made my honorable mentions. So I just don't eat enough. So go to number 5. Pretty classic, pretty simple. I mean, usually that's a common thing to eat during your breakfast. Toast.
Toast. Simple.
Just toast.
Simple.
Yeah, I think toast is a great guy. Great food. Great food. I think it's a very simple thing to eat. Put butter on it, maybe some jelly.
Yep, it's good.
There you go. That's your meal.
Simple.
Food. Yeah, I mean it's awesome. So, number 4. I mean, I think we both love this.
Yes.
And we both prefer this over pancakes. We got waffles.
For sure.
Waffles at 4. Great item. Gotta love them.
Those what do you call them? Hotel waffles. They're just classics.
You know, I'll have to argue with that one. I think the Eggo waffles are better than the hotel ones.
You do?
The frozen ones, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the Eggo waffles. I've ate them my whole life, and throw syrup on those. It's good. So, well, let's go to our podium, top 3. This was number 1 on my list. This wasn't even on. I think it was honorable mention. But number 3 is the good old fashioned bagel.
Good bagel.
I love me some bagels. I mean, cream cheese, butter, cinnamon sugar. I don't care. Peanut butter, maybe. Jelly too, as well. So, I love bagels. I eat them all the time. For me, I just like the original bagel. Nothing fancy. Cinnamon sugar isn't bad. So,
good bagel can slap.
Yes, I agree. Let's go to number 2. These next 2, these are pretty high on both of our lists. So, number 2. I think this is probably maybe the most popular breakfast food. Eggs.
I love eggs.
And we're scrambled guys. So, scrambled. I mean, do you dip your eggs in ketchup also?
It's not bad, but I don't prefer to do that. I usually I'll put some cheese on it, maybe some.
Yeah, cheese
I might
is
make
good with it.
some bacon bits, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It, but I just like classical scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I think eggs are a great option. I mean, I try to eat them as much as I can because I know they're pretty good for you. So I love me some eggs. But let's go to our number 1. The number 1 breakfast food is the good old-fashioned bacon. It's amazing.
It's so good.
I mean, crispy. I even like chewy. I think chewy's pretty good. I mean, bacon is incredible. And
so good.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, bacon, number 1 breakfast item. The first thing I think of breakfast foods, I'm like, oh, the smell of bacon. Oh. I mean, my family, growing up, Christmas morning, my dad made bacon for Christmas parties, and I just wake up, or I wouldn't wake up, but Christmas morning after I open all my presents, that smell of bacon, holy crap.
There's nothing much better than that.
Yeah, I think the smell of bacon, it might be a
good.
top 10 smell, I'm telling you. So, yeah, that was our off topic. That's our last segment of the day. So, if you haven't, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give it a listen on Spotify, and follow the Instagram. Have a nice night. See you later.